Regina Mazone is an accomplished entrepreneur, author, and social media influencer with a passion for helping others overcome personal setbacks and succeed in their business endeavours. With over a decade of experience in environmental health and law enforcement, Regina's diverse background has informed her approach to entrepreneurship and writing. Her first book, Surviving Personal Setbacks, a mini guide to overcoming adversity and building resilience, provides actionable tips and insights to help readers navigate times and emerge stronger on the other side. And her latest work, The Introverted Entrepreneur, How to Succeed in a World That Can't Seem to Shut Them Up, is a must-read for introverted individuals looking to thrive in the business world. And Regina joins us now. How are you today?
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be here. I'm raring to go.
Excellent. So, how do you think your book, The Introverted Entrepreneur, can help other individuals succeed in the business world?
Well, for me, being an introvert myself, from my previous careers, it's always been kind of a one-on-one type of environment that I've worked in. I didn't have to work with other people. So once I embarked on this journey, I realized that no man or woman is an island. And I had to dig down deep in myself from dealing with personal challenges and setbacks in my own life. It had helped me to realize that you need help. You need to network and to be with like-minded people in order for you to grow and succeed, whether it is on a business level, working a 9-to-5, or embarking on an entrepreneurial journey.
And you mentioned the early setbacks you had in your life. You had childhood trauma and personal adversities that actually inspired you to become an entrepreneur, an author. So how have those experiences shaped your approach to both business and writing?
Well, for one, my childhood has not been great. I've always been around with people that in my family have kind of curtailed any sense of exploration of any sort, and it was repressed. So that had transpired into my adult life with my marriages that had not went that well, because I was suppressed in certain areas as well within my marriages. So with that being said, and then I've dealt with death that had profoundly shook me to my core. I lost my mom, I lost my sister, and I lost my late husband, all within 5 years of each other. And that really put me in a very deep depressive state. And if it wasn't for therapy, I don't know if we would be having this conversation today.
Have you found that writing books to help other people has been quite therapeutic as well?
Oh, completely therapeutic. Actually, music, that has been my solace in helping me recover from these tragedies that I've experienced, that I'm currently dealing with. And that had been a segue to help me go into actual therapy. So music was my initial therapy, and then that just jumped off into actual therapy.
And your first book, Surviving Personal Setbacks, does focus on overcoming adversity and building resilience. What kind of tips do you have in that book that are helpful for people who are maybe going through similar things that you've gone through? Because let's face it, we all go through grief in our lives at some point.
Well, for the book that I had wrote, the first one, Surviving Personal Setbacks, that was my way of healing myself from these challenges of recovering from my husband and my mother and my sister's death. And also being an introvert, we tend to keep a lot of things in. So when we're dealing with challenges, we already do things in terms of just keeping things internally. And when you're in that depressive state, it just digs deep inside you more. And I feel that that book not only helped me to see that you would need to come out of your shell. You need to express yourself. You need to verbalize, hey, I'm not feeling good.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going through something. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. And I feel that as introverts, we are so deathly afraid of showing that vulnerability to us, of ourselves, from probably previous experiences that have not been so pleasant.
Yeah. Now, you have a presence on both TikTok and Instagram under the handle Notary's Own Lady. Has that helped you come out of your shell, or is it a result of coming out of your shell? Because I guess you have to be quite confident to put yourself out there on social media, or do you find that it's almost like you're a different person when you're on there?
In some regards, maybe you kind of probably would look at it that I would have to take on a character in a sense, but no. That has been an experience, a great experience with the mentors that have poured into me and shown not so much as an interest, but they see that I had qualities that I had suppressed for so long that I honestly forgot about, to be honest. And they was like, hey, you would be great. You have such a presence, and you have a lot to say, and you could do this. And at first I was very reluctant to do that. I'm like, no, I'm not doing no such thing. But as an entrepreneur and as a business person, you have no choice. You can't just hide in the shadows. So reluctantly, I came out as far as putting myself on Instagram, and started from Clubhouse and then kind of went up from there.
Business is a very tough business, so to speak. And as you say, you have to put yourself out there. So what tips do you have for somebody who maybe wants to start their own business, but feels a bit overwhelmed or intimidated by the process, or feels that it isn't suited to them as an introvert?
Well, as an introvert, here's the thing. You would need to find out what your strengths are. Find out what your passions are, for one. Two, also know what your weaknesses are. Write that down. That's what I did. I wrote it down. What things that I could do that's passionate to me. And I can do and say, for example, I love talking to people. I love finding out what makes people tick. I like to find out like what challenges that they've had, and if I can be of service to help. And my business, the Notary Zone, I am by trade, I am a notary public. So with a notary public, people need documents notarized, whether it's for a power of attorney, trust, wills, or unfortunately divorces or separations. You need a notary for that. So I love interacting with people, and that had helped me, in a sense, come out of my shell. So you have to find out what you're passionate about and see if you could do that for free. That would be a passion that you can easily segue that into a thriving business.
Well, have you got any more books on the way that you're working on?
I'm working on my autobiography of my life. That is called Walk On By, but you might live to regret it. I'm still in the process of finishing that up at the moment. It was pushed back a little bit. It was supposed to be due this spring, but I feel it will be ready by the end of summer, probably early fall.
Excellent. And in the meantime, where are we able to find all your books that you've released so far, especially this latest one, The Introverted Entrepreneur?
Well, you can find that on Amazon. It's recently put up on Amazon, but you can find both my books on Gumroad.
Excellent. Well, many thanks for talking to us today. It's been great having you on the show.
Thank you for having me.